Good morning. I'm Ms. Stuckel, though Ms. S also works. I'm going to be your chemistry teacher this trimester. Now, unfortunately, I'm sorry I can't be here today. I'm in Portland to present at a conference, though I'll be back on Thursday, and I'm really looking forward to meeting all of you then. But I did want to take a few minutes to introduce myself and mention a little bit about this course to help you get started this week. So personally, I have been at Tartan since 2009. If you look over to your right, I've got some pennants from the colleges that I've attended up on the wall. So right out of high school, I went to a place called Valparaiso University. It's in northwestern Indiana, about 50 miles east of Chicago. I got a degree in physics there. After I graduated, I eventually decided I wanted to become a teacher. And so I went to Winona State University to get a teaching license. A few years after I started at Tartan, I decided to get my master's degree in educational technology. And so I went to Boise State University. I've never actually been to the city of Boise. I did my master's degree completely online. And then I'm currently attending the University of Minnesota to work on a PhD in science education. So about once a week, I go over to the U of M after I'm done here at Tartan to take a class. And then on the other days, I go home and I work on readings and homework and writing papers. But that's something that I'm really enjoying and really excited about. Outside of school, I don't have any kids, but I do have a very spoiled cat that I'd be happy to talk to you about. Now, in a little bit, I'm going to have you you're going to be doing a survey to introduce yourself. It's just some questions that I find useful in getting to know my students a little bit. What do you care about? What are things that are important to you? Now, I also think it's important that if I'm going to ask you to do something, it should be something that I'm willing to do as well. So I just want to go ahead and share my answers to a couple of the survey questions. So the first two questions are going to be about your name, which I've already shared with you. The next question is, what's something you're good at? And that can be something inside or outside of school. Something that I consider myself pretty good at is cooking. I especially love to cook on the grill, and during the summer I spend a lot of time on my deck cooking on my charcoal grill. It's something that I've gotten good at through a lot of experimentation. I do a lot of trying different things. When I have an idea for how to change a recipe, I give it a shot, see what happens. I try new techniques. Sometimes it doesn't go so well, but when that happens, I pick it apart. I get my husband to help me critique it to figure out what went wrong, what I can do better the next time. And then I try it again, and usually comes out better the next time around. And over time, I've gotten a lot better at predicting what's going to work. I've gotten a lot better at kind of reading between the lines when I'm learning about a new technique to make sure that I can apply it well. Another question that I have on the survey is, what's something that you enjoy? For me, that's going to be hiking and camping. And I usually bring my camera along and take a lot of pictures while I'm out there. I really enjoy how peaceful it can get. I love the feeling of getting far away from other people for a while. One of the highlights of my summer is usually a few days backpacking on the Superior Hiking Trail, which is in northern Minnesota. Most summers I'll take a trip up there on my own. And I've had a lot of trips where from the time I leave my car until a few days later when I get back to it, I don't see any other people, which I love when that happens. All right, then the last question on your survey is your pronouns. And so that's just helping me know how to address you. My pronouns are she, her. All right, so after you do the survey, you're going to be doing an activity in small groups. And I just want to say a little bit about working in small groups in here, because that's something you're going to be spending a lot of time on in this class. Now, there are times when I'm going to let you choose your groups, but it's also going to be pretty frequent that I'll choose groups for you. Now, when I choose groups, I do them randomly. I've got your names in a spreadsheet. I'm just going to hit a button to shuffle everybody, make new groups. When I choose groups, they're also very temporary groups. They're usually just for the duration of one activity, which means that you're only going to be with that group for 1, maybe 2 days of class. So the reason I do that, I think collaboration is a really important skill. And so I really want to set the expectation in this class that every person in here can work with everyone else, and that every person in here will work with everyone else. Now, that doesn't mean you have to like everybody else. It just means that you have to be able to figure out how to work productively when you're in a group with them. And so that's a skill that we're going to be working on quite a bit this trimester, because I think if there's something you can take away from this class besides the chemistry, being able to work well with other people is a skill that's important to just about everyone. And so you're going to have some groups that I randomly chose in advance for the activity today. I would like you to work with those people. It's also a way to start getting to know other people in the class. I've been trying to do more and more whole class discussions in my chemistry classes. And I found that when I have a class where everybody knows everyone else at least a little bit, we often have better discussions because people are more willing to speak up. And so that's one of the reasons I choose the random groups as well, so that you have at least some interaction with everyone in the course, in the hopes that then that translates to some better conversations when we're talking as a whole class. So again, I'm looking forward to meeting all of you on Thursday and hearing how these first few days went.